Hello, beautiful people. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Thanks for the super chats. And yes, and for the PayPal and watching my channel, don't forget to comment. Today we're going to talk about Meghan's dirty word. There is quite a few that are dirty, but there's one that mostly pertains to her, which is gratitude. And the reason why Meghan can't feel any gratitude or be grateful for anything is because she feels completely entitled to everything she got or she gets. The world is not enough for her. Meghan Markle was an unemployed woman because Suits was finishing. She had no prospect in the future in North America. This is why she went to the United Kingdom. She was not a millionaire by any stretch of the imagination. Her TikTok thing, yeah, she had 1 million followers or something like that, but she only made like $60,000 in her third year. She had no prospects. She was an aging D-list unemployed actress with no talent, and she managed to con Harry into marrying her, and the royal family went along with it. Okay, she went along with it with her grift. The entire monarchy has gone along with her grift, and not only have gone along with her grift, but covered it up. Okay? So how can Meghan think, why would she feel grateful if, in spite of the fact, because you see, Meghan Markle doesn't think that she's done anything wrong. She feels that other people have done things to her, that she hasn't been successful because of not being white enough, not being black enough. No, that's because there's always an excuse as to why things happen to her or don't. Instead of saying, well, maybe it's my fault, I did this, or I'm not smart enough. Why don't I have a degree in communications from Northwestern University. I could work in journalism or whatever, or even write stories or whatever. But no, because she's a narcissist, she wants to be the center of attention, and she craved the limelight. So now she's angry because can you imagine? I said with Kinsey Schofield, you give a mouse a cookie and they will want milk, and then they want another cookie, and then they want milk. It's an endless cycle. Charles capitulated and gave the titles when he shouldn't have done that. This is a man who's been screaming to the winds and anybody who listens to him that he wanted to slim down the monarchy. Okay? Instead, he's expanded it to the US, and apparently the monarchy's official site is People magazine, because what People says, the monarchy does. Okay? So he's been enabling Meghan Markle and covering up for her, because that's been happening. Why does Meghan Markle feel that she's entitled to more instead of being grateful that she was plucked from being an unemployed, aging, not talented actress with no prospects in her life, who probably would have ended up working in porn, to being in one of the most important families in the world with a huge platform? Because she doesn't have a platform. She's using the royal family's platform. The reason why Tyler Perry allowed her to stay at her home and gave her the private plane is because she's married to Prince Harry. The reason why Courtney Cox allowed Prince Harry to stay in her home is because of the title Prince Harry, because that title gives credibility. And I'm going to say something here. For people who are still saying that Meghan is like Princess Diana with the grift about the titles, how dare you? How dare you? And look at yourself in the mirror, the people who are saying that. Because Princess Diana was very proud to be a representative for the monarchy and the Queen. The last year of engagements that she had was 382 engagements, plus trips overseas and other work that she did behind the scenes. And to each and every engagement, she showed up with pride, with love, and with care to people around her. No matter what was going on in her personal life. Was she a saint? No. She was a 19-year-old, naive in love woman who thought that her husband was going to back her up and stand by her side and live a happy marriage. Something that she lacked as a child growing up. She was almost a child dating Prince Charles. Instead, she fell in the hands of two predators. Okay? So she deserved every title, and if not more. And the queen saw fit to it, because even the queen and Prince Philip admitted that the one at fault here was not Princess Diana. So for people, and Princess Diana is dead, she can't defend herself. People can defame her. Don't we have enough from Harry and Meghan Markle exploiting her? Now people are comparing Princess Diana, who worked with HIV, leprosy, landmines. You know that Patrick Jepson, her last private secretary, he said that after the divorce, Princess Diana was inundated with commercial offers that made her divorce settlement look like pennies, sorry, compared to the commercial offer she was getting. And she said that she would not even contemplate that, because that would cheapen her. She would not denigrate herself to commercializing herself that way. Instead, despite all her flaws, this is why people loved her. Despite all her flaws, she helped people. This is why people loved and cried for her, because of what she did, who she was. Because in her core, in spite of the fact that she was a flawed individual, she was also a loving one. She didn't need to grift for a title like other people who marry people of nobility or whatever, divorce, and then they won't let go of the title, and then exploit it. No. She was the mother of a future king. Princess Diana was born into one of the oldest families of nobility. She was not a commoner. Catherine was a commoner. The Duke of Westminster, who's a billionaire, is not a commoner. He's a noble. He's from nobility. Princess Diana didn't need to grift anything. She was Lady Diana. You know, like Lady Louise, except that Lady Louise is royalty. Princess Diana was nobility. Her father was an earl. She was not a grifter of low class. She was a beautiful young woman with a wealthy family who'd grown up. She grew up in Sandringham State, for crying out loud. Okay? So for those people who are trashing her memory to elevate somebody else, how dare you? But anyways, enough of that. Gratitude is something of a dirty word up to Meghan Markle, just like accountability. She's going for another Netflix documentary. She's talking to Kris Jenner because she wants Kris Jenner to produce her image, reinvent her. Apparently they're going on Saturday Night Live and they're just doing the things to combat with humor their attackers. Yesterday, I was shocked. A person that I've been defending for ages, forever, publicly on my YouTube channel, because I disagree with something she said. She said, how much is Oprah paying you? You're a Meghan Markle sugar. And I'm like, excuse me? You're worse than Meghan Markle if you are that way and you can understand that you have to. We can't be fanatics. This is what's happened to the Sussex squad. They're absolute fanatics. That if you hate that person, then the rest must be good and you can't criticize anything. Then we're no better than Meghan Markle. You know? But gratitude, you know, it's something that really, I don't understand why being grateful is something that eludes Meghan Markle. But I actually do understand why. Because she feels entitled to everything and more. And all her life, she has gotten what she's wanted and more. She knows she's a predator who knows how to pick her prey, because she immediately spotted that King Charles was weak. That Charles was weak. And she was right. It's not that she didn't want any titles for Archie. I've said this before. It's that she wanted the title for Archie. Like she said on Oprah, if the Queen did it for Charlotte and Louis, why won't she do it for Archie? Because she was impatient. She didn't want to wait until the Queen died. That was her gripe. So for people who think that Meghan Markle is suffering, no, she's not suffering. She's enjoying every minute of it. Right now you can throw stones at Meghan Markle and she won't feel them, because she's got her way, to the point that the palace is negotiating with her because she wants a golden carriage. She wants Archie's birthday to be to be mentioned during the coronation, because of course the coronation should be all about Meghan Markle. And it's going to be interesting what Kris Jenner comes up with, because she's turned to her to manage her career, because the Kardashians are gone down the toilet now. Nobody wants them anymore. They're too toxic. They are overdone. They're absolutely living just like Meghan Markle on the moon. Like Kylie Jenner with her, I don't know whose boyfriend. Your plane or my plane? Meghan Markle has altered her appearance so much. I don't know who she looks like anymore. But for those of you who asked me and sent me emails saying, Paula, why can't Meghan Markle just be grateful for the fact that she was picked from obscurity as an aging, talentless, D-list actress who was hustling poop spray on the TIG. She had 1 million followers, so what? But she was only making $60,000 a year with 1 million followers, and she couldn't get the real proper companies to advertise in her TIG website. Who was so unemployable in North America that she had to fly to another continent to see if she could star in a reality show, or not even star, be part of a reality show. So yes, you have asked me, why isn't she grateful? Why? Because the people around her and the people who could stop her have told her, no. Everything you want, you get. No matter what. So, of course, you give a mouse a cookie, they want milk. Then they want another cookie, and it's an endless cycle. So do you understand why she's not grateful? Meghan Markle is the kind of person who feels she's been hard done by, that everything that she hasn't obtained on her own for talent or whatever is because she wasn't white enough, she wasn't black enough, or this and that. There's always an excuse. There's always somebody else's fault. Does that sound familiar? Prince Harry's fault. It's the same thing, Prince Harry. And the sugars are getting ready to go hard on his ass, on his ginger ass. So when Meghan Markle talks about wanting more, it's because it has worked for her. Unfortunately, she's a good predator. She knows how to pick her prey. 2 days ago, I ran into a person that when he was a child, he was shining shoes in the streets and selling tortillas out in the streets here in Nicaragua. My father felt sorry for this person, and she said to me, Paula, why don't you, I'm going to teach him English, because he couldn't afford to go to school. He was that poor. He used to sleep in the streets, so we took him in. So my dad took the chore of teaching him. He was homeschooled. He taught him English, and when the time came, my friend was in charge of the Fulbright scholarships, and I asked him if he could give him a scholarship because he was so poor. It's a Fulbright scholarship in the United States. So we paid for his TOEFL exam, and he did the SATs, and he passed, and we sent them. This is a boy who was shining shoes in the street and selling tortillas and sleeping in the streets, whatever, homeless. 3 days ago, I found out he was here, and I ran into him, and I said, and I found out, I'm very happy for him. Because of that, his life changed. After that, he got jobs, high-paying jobs, because of course he had a degree from a very prestigious university. He spoke 2 languages, and he immediately went up the top. So about 2 or 3 days ago, I ran into him, and I said, because I found out he has a huge company. I didn't know he owned the company. I went to the company asking to see if they would do donations for the school, because this company, they import canned goods and stuff like that. So I said, if you have any canned goods that, they could be a little bit over expiration date, but they're still usable. And I ran into him, and then he told me he was the owner. So I said, oh my goodness, this is great. I hate to do this, but maybe you can help, if you have any canned goods that you can help with the little school and blah, blah, blah. And you know what he said to me? He said that, why should he give money to poor or even help with food for the poor? At first I was shocked, and then I was angry, and I said, because do you remember yourself? Had it not been for my father and for myself, where you'd be? And these children, the education is their only way out, and the only way to incentivize that, because these children don't have food other than the food they get at the school. And you have a lot of food. You're very wealthy. You can afford, 50 cans of that. That is past due, a little bit past due. But nope, he said that, he doesn't make money by giving to charity. But you know what? I just looked at him and I just said to him, just remember where you came from and where you were when my family and I picked you up and I got you your education. And thanks to that, this is where you are. But he just literally cut me off and left. Again, gratitude is something that's missing on people. And for Meghan Markle, she can't be grateful because she believes she deserves everything and more. I mean, what do you guys think?